Amfiposhidauta megontheon, Amfiposhidauta akomaidi, Amfiposhidauta megontheon, Amfiposhidauta akomaidi, Amfiposhidauta megontheon, Amfiposhidauta akomaidi, Amfiposhidauta megontheon, Amfiposhidauta akomaidin. Posidaion, Eiochen, Posidaion, Egnosigen. Posidaion, Eiochen, Posidaion, Egnosigen. Amfiposhidauta megontheon, Amfiposhidauta akomaidi, Amfiposhidauta megontheon, Amfiposhidauta akomaidi. Shele posidaion shele, shele posidaion shele, shele posidaion shele. Posidaion shele, Posidaion, Eiochen, Posidaion, Egnosigen. Another day, another deer.
Hi. Another day, another stream. Let's start with the classic. I didn't have a stream yesterday because I was really fucking tired. I had like a 3-hour nap at 9. No. Like half 9. 8:30. Anyway. Still, like 3 hours. Because I have been exhausted the whole day. And I had barely slept the night previous. Oh, well, I actually slept very long now that I think about it. All these all these days are just blending in my mind. It's hard to separate one from the other. It's hard to remember what happened when. Sometimes it feels like it's been a couple of days just when one day it's still the same day and you've done all the things during the same day. And it still feels like, didn't I do that yesterday? No, I did that today, just in the morning. That's how fucking time feels like currently. Is this growing old or is this just my brain being entirely fucked? I don't know. Regardless, I struggled to get out of bed this morning, and I struggled with the idea of going to the university, and I was even considering just turning back after having waited for the bus for 10 minutes. I was like, yeah, it's late, it's not even coming, okay, now I have an excuse to go home. But no, I went there, I went to class. It was actually an okay class. It was nice. It was some exercise for me and whatnot. And when I came home, I couldn't help but doze off once I went to sit on the bed. A lot of tiredness of late. Could be some sort of vitamin deficiency, I think. Maybe iron. I am fairly prone to anemia. Anyway, that's enough of health. How has everyone else been? I haven't really played much of anything. I tried to get some FPS optimization for New World, and I failed miserably because every single attempt at overclocking had my Windows just never boot up. It was giving me blue screens. I haven't seen a blue screen in years. I was like, oh shit, I fucked up. But no, it was just, when I disabled those settings again, it's perfectly fine. Like nothing ever happened. So yeah, it's a delicate balance, it seems. So no fucking with that. I did update my drivers, and that seemed to have gained me like 10-ish FPS in the towns. So hey, that's something. Hooray for AMD optimization when, you know, when Amazon games will not optimize. Regardless, that is enough of preamble. Let us get to New World. I did make a new character. I couldn't make a character in the same realm that I made my first one. Just a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Of course, one MMO character has to be Karen. She is Karen the Kittle. Because Karen the Mad and Karen the Angry were already taken, and I could only have a 6-letter word. So I had to go and dig around. And Kittle. It's an old Scottish word, no longer really used, meaning someone difficult to deal with. Someone who's a bit unpredictable. And that's exactly what a Karen is. It sits perfectly. I also learned that you can have spaces in your name from this little experience. So there we go. Game loud. Karen the Kittle. Doesn't she look like a Karen though? The face just has that energy, you know. This guy has some Seppo energy. Nah, I'm not gonna make I'm only really interested in the freshly started servers. I don't even know if there's Lilith in EU Central. Yeah, but I play on EU Central and I have characters in both of the fresh servers. Yeah, no worries. Nyx and Cronus are the ones in the EU. Some rested XP. Honestly, I have no idea what to look forward to. Because I am entirely new. Like, I played this game for the first time Saturday. So I've heard about it before. I've seen that it has had growing pains. I can see that it still has like optimization issues. But it could be far worse. What got me into New World? Bad. I generally just like MMOs, to be honest. I like to try out MMOs and see how they are. What got me into New World specifically? I was kind of curious because I hadn't heard anything about New World after the first couple of months. Because the coverage of the issues was very plentiful. And Asmongold defended the game a lot. So he was not fully on the everything's bad side of things. And then when I hadn't heard anything about it, and I think it was on sale, so I picked it up on sale like over a year ago, and I just hadn't gotten around to playing it because my brother, I played Fallout 76 with my brother. Also, not as bad as people make it out to be, in my opinion. It has its issues, it is janky as fuck. However, I still found it very enjoyable, regardless. I like the camp mechanic that you have in there and all that. And, yeah, then I've just been stuck with playing a bunch of different games and my attention has been split everywhere. So this is only... It's only now that I've really gotten around to actually getting into the game. I wasn't sure about the action combat because as I've grown older, I have started to appreciate tap targeting much more. Like, the regular combat is basically just tap targeting and fairly simple. No need to maneuver that much. Because everything isn't a dodge fest. Like, it works in some games, but MMOs tend to not execute it too well. Let's put it that way. And in general, I just like that it's kind of chill. You can focus on maneuvering more than trying to hit skill shots. But on occasion, I do like myself an action MMO, on action-based MMO. I mean, that's fair enough. Everyone has their preference. It's just that usually when I play an MMO, I have a tendency of just trying to watch a YouTube video at the same time, so that it's kind of like a chill grind. Something that I don't need to pay that much attention to. Well, like I've played a bunch of action MMOs in the past. I really enjoyed Guild Wars 2. I enjoyed ESO. Fallout 76 is obviously a bit of an outlier because it's not quite like everything else. And I do like the combat in this. I can see there's potential. That was a rare of some sort. Eber the Grim. But yeah, the attacks kinda... It would like sound work would... Like a sound rework would really do wonders for the game. Because the hits are kinda... they're kinda... They don't really have any oomph in them. It's it could do with more of that. But like the combat works for what it is. It's I don't hate it, and that's good. I'm playing since beta and can't wait for the expansion. So do tell me, what is it that you're looking forward in the expansion? Because I honestly have no idea about what it's supposed to entail. And I'm curious to know, since you have been playing for so long, that I want to know what you actually excited about it. What is so significant about it? Ouch. Removing gear score. PvP perks in a new zone. What are they replacing the gear score with? I mean, obviously there is going to be something measuring power in general. The gear score has been a bit of an issue with a bunch of games. Like, it homogenized things a lot, like Destiny 2, and basically every RPG since Destiny 2. Like, mainstream one has had that really simplistic gear score system. I never really liked that. It's acceptable, it's okay, but not something that I prefer myself. The current one is where you have to increase the watermark. Oh yeah, there was the watermark system. Yeah. Now you'll just have to kill a higher level mob for a higher... That is actually a massive improvement. I mean, that makes sense. You learn to make higher level gear when you meet higher level enemies. Yes, that sounds like a huge improvement. Because yeah, that was one of the issues that people had. The whole watermark system. People didn't like that very much. Yeah, it's just artificial gatekeeping. It was the same in Destiny, I seem to recall. It's not like there's any meaningful progression in it. It's just that you're making the same gear over and over again to get better gear. Some boulders. You know, I'm fairly bad at video games in general. Well, not bad, but just above average or so. But like, I really do like competitive game modes, so I'm looking forward to PvP. However, I think like some people have been complaining that the lag has been made really bad recently. And that it makes PvP practically unplayable. I wouldn't know. I have not tested PvP at all yet. But I am curious about how the PvP feels. Okay, 121 rocks. Alright. Should go and make some stone blocks then. Oh. I mean, that's fair enough. Everyone has their preferences. Like, I don't usually just PvP. I just really want that there's the option for it. Just having the option elevates a game for me. Or an MMO. Monk Dynasty. Also, I'm really bad with like organized play. I don't like raiding too much. For instance. Well, it really depends on the game. Like, World of Warcraft raiding is terrible. Because it's wasting time so much. Oh yeah, I need to give springs.
It's the same. The same walls over.
Here is a flower.
Same. What is this? It's remarkable. The light and the branches. See how they shimmer. Has the sky always been so gorgeous? I could intend for such a marvel.
Wow, it's pretty.
Perhaps
But you take it anyway. Make all the stones, bam. usually I only ever really do like dungeon content, and I do raid content if it's really easy to get into. Like in Final Fantasy XIV, for instance, the barrier to entry, the bar to entry, is very low, thankfully. Like, I do love difficult boss battles, and like something that takes coordination, something that has patterns and whatnot. I like that. And in Final Fantasy XIV, trials are just you go straight to a boss fight, and that's it. And even the raids are really quick to clear. And you don't need to take ages to rebuff or anything. I feel like it respects your time much better than a game like World of Warcraft, for instance.
Hey, look at this. Something approaching an actual stockpile. I haven't seen that in months. Keep up the good work. We have other empty spots where goods should go.
A new face? I haven't seen you around Corinth before. I suppose it falls to me to tell you about our current troubles. Wouldn't want you to go around uninformed.
Tribute.
There's trouble with the tribute? I hadn't heard that. I was talking about the lost overrunning the farms. Something happened out there.
It's always one issue
Not
or the
safe
other.
to leave unless you know how to defend yourself.
I know how to fight.
A solid start. But you should also learn how to make weapons. No blade lasts forever. Here's some ore to get you started. Then
Make an iron
try to make
sword.
an iron sword.
Sure. Aged wood, iron ingots, meat jerky rations. So what do you like about the game in particular? Like, what makes it interesting and worthwhile for you? It's always nice knowing why people flock to a certain game. It's a farting fruit. Close third-person perspective. Ah, your the aesthetic is something that brings you in. Like, I personally do not mind cartoony graphics or whatnot. I'm much more interested in the gameplay itself and lore. I'm one of those people. I like reading books, I like getting into the world, but just like doing quests and whatnot. And if it's a nice gameplay loop, I'll probably stick around for a while. I really appreciate that you can zoom out as far as you can in this. Like, yeah, you can be really close, but you can also be decently far away. Like, this is farther than you can get in Diablo 4. For instance.
I've spelunked caverns of the ancients, crossed the sands of brimstone by foot, and yet the world is still closed to me. I found no answers.
Yeah, you have found no answers. How about this
Questions.
sparkly twig?
Oh, what odd flora. It appears to be calling out to me. I've forgotten to be present for nature's beauty. Thank you, kind traveler. Take
Neat.
this as a token of my appreciation. Keep the way I shine.
Excavation day 15. April 15th. The work goes swiftly. We have carried away the soil from beneath the great sphere, revealing the full mark carved upon the stone. Metal's men labor honest and industrious. They work efficiently, which is well and good, as I am not certain how far my coin will last. Maddie is more worried about provisions. Food has proven a challenge, as the scouts find they must range farther and farther from the camp to for game. This has worried Rolf, though he has not said why. He is often at the perimeter, staring in the woods. More curiously, Maddie claims she has seen such marks before, on smaller spheres being sold at the outposts. She said the small spheres were scavenged from hunters near the Temple of the East. Temple to the East, even. Rolf frowned at that and said it wasn't in the ground. They found the spheres, but in rib cages of skeletons there, like stone hearts. Maddie looked unsettled by the news, and as did her men. I pressed Rolf on this, but he refused to speak further. I must secure one of these spheres after our work. Here, perhaps a trip to the temple is in order. R. Greenville, or Grenville. Curious. Yeah, season 1 of Diablo 4 was rather disappointing. I mean, I played through it. I played to like level 70-ish. And that's kind of when I was like, yep, I've gotten my fill. They have a lot of promises for the next one. The Season of Blood or whatever it was. I want to hear what they have to say. Yeah, in general, Diablo 4 has a lot of good things going for it. But the bad things... they do, they kind of do outweigh the good. Thanks for the follow. But yeah, Diablo 4. I mean, I feel that I get my money's worth out of it. And I feel that I can go into it, play through the loop of the season, up to like, up to Nightmare Dungeons, and that's about where I quit. That's kind of what I do with Path of Exile as well. I usually play up to like level 70 or 80, and I usually quit there. I get my experience of the season. I don't go like super hard into it or anything. I'm kind of a casual seasonal player. I really appreciate games being seasonal though. Darkside Day 1. April 1st, a role's guidance proved true. The man brought us to one of the great spheres and said here we might labor without interruption. He also introduced me to a former quartermaster of the East Stokes Company, a stern woman by the name of Madeline, who leads a crew of a dozen laborers in need of employment. The Stokes Company came to an unfortunate end when their compound was torched by rivals. She seemed not bitter by the experience, only matter of fact, and had no wish to build more walls to be burned down. The sphere is partially buried as the others, and requires men to dig, but Maddie assured us her crew would put their backs to it if they knew what was good for them. And I had the coin to pay them. I assured them I did. The lie tasted sour in my mouth, but I will figure out the means to pay them. The work on the Great Sphere must begin in the meanwhile. You were in top 100 in hardcore to reach level 100. That is actually pretty impressive. I think it was a significant improvement over Diablo 3. Because Diablo 3's main problem was its gearing system in the end game. Especially seasonally, because seasonally there was like a specific flavor of the month for each class, and there was a green set that was better than anything else, so you always used the green set and nothing else. There was basically no variety in or build options gear-wise, which was really sad. Thankfully, they don't have that in Diablo 4. They have many more options, but they have so many redundant options, I feel. Oh yeah, the sphere. Like, there's way too many, like, obscure... Like, the calculation is way too obscure. And the pool of different stats is... It's just too full of garbage, really. Vulnerability is too strong. You cannot skip it on anything. That's just it. Vulnerability forever. You will never not make a build that has vulnerability. And that is clearly a mistake in their planning of the game. Yeah, even after the nerf, vulnerability was overpowered compared to the rest. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. Maybe they can do some adjustments to it over the course, and it might one day be much more enjoyable. Like, I do enjoy it, but I would appreciate improvements. Also, horses. I hope they fix the horses. They're so buggy as shit. Oh yeah, isn't the expansion in this supposed to bring mounts? Or are there mounts already? Fucking rude. Don't interrupt me. Okay. Misfortune, April 19th. I write this far from the excavation, yet I am alive and must recount what happened. Rolf and I were the only ones I know who managed to escape. It was near dusk. Rolf had sought me out. One of the guides had gone missing, not deserted. Of that Rolf was certain. It was something else. His instincts proved true, for as dusk bled out, we heard a distant cry in the woods, then silence, then spotted shapes, hunched, moved amongst trees. Rolf became afraid, but to the man's credit, he did not stay his actions, and he pushed me to move. Where there's one, there's at least two others you can't see. Okay, yeah, that's like Tarkov advice. He hissed to me, and finding my hesitation, I left the equipment behind. Cursed Isle. The infernal things seek to drive us from knowledge at every turn. Encyclopedia of the expansion and the mounts are nice. Lion, wolf, and horse. The fuck was that? Might have been a missed blunderbuss shot. You can also get little upgrades for them, like more speed or stamina. That's always nice. Like, having some sense of progression, even if not major, is always appreciable. It's always a bit of extra content, you know. Something that you can set, like, so that you can feel that you are progressing in some way at least. What's this? Oh. Not as good as mine, but still. Something to break down. And trying to get some, Hatchet Mastery so that I can actually get some more skills for it. But yeah, in a game like this, mounts are big. It's just a massive quality of life improvement, I'd say. balls everywhere. I suppose there was nothing else really in here. Get a bunch of obsidian flux. What's this? Raiders of the Lost. As a flute sheet music. Huh. Social distancing. Yeah, this is Kronos. That it is. You won't get away from me.
Oh, where has my zeal gone? I used to be thrilled to tend the crops, to share my food with others, but now it feels empty.
Find zeal
Seems like
in
I
Birdwoods.
misses the light in the stem. It looks like it's dancing. Oh, is it responding to my voice? That's cheeky.
Cheeky.
I couldn't take this from you, but you should keep such a wonder. Take this.
Ka-ding.
Hello, I'm Master Fisher Shields.
Hi.
Ahoy there! Before you get to the adventure and the glory, you'll need to learn how to fill your belly with the bounty of the sea. First, you'll need some bait. Some of the most readily available bait are wood lice. Creepy, crawly creatures that live
I already
in
have.
wood lice draw in larger fish.
I already have a
How
wood
goes your
lice.
fishing? Let's get it on the action now. Fishing involves 3 basic steps. Casting, if you can catch 3 fish, take them and go show Ruby and Everfall what old Shields taught you.
Alrighty. Fishing mode engaged. There beware ads. Equibate. Ah, right. It works like that. Whoop. Cuties. Oh, and you still have to reel it in. That's actually interesting. Curious. Aquatic snails. Whoop. Fish sword. Is it made of fish? Oops. Oh. Shut up. Oh, I was distracted by a turkey. God damn. Fishing is so relaxing in this game. Initially thought it was boring, but now it's fun. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? Like, any good MMO needs fishing, no matter if it's simple, like just point and click, or if it's more complicated. Like, as long as you have it, it's a good MMO in my books. Sometimes you just want to chill and just do some fishing. Not a worry in the world. Like hell. Even in Final Fantasy 15, not the MMO, the Boys on a Road Trip Final Fantasy. Even in there, I did a lot of fishing. Oh wow, I haven't even unlocked camping. Shameful display. No running away. Hello.
The scene here is unthinkable. A month ago, the most flourishing fields in all Eternum. Now this. The Druids were such gentle people, and now they're these lost swarmancers, destroying the land.
Yeah, droids being gentle people, Baldur's Gate 3 comes to mind. Fucking shadow druids, druiding everything. Anything worth salvaging?
Hope so, because we need it. Must get the windmills going again
need
and
it.
recover any sacks of grain that remain untainted. But the lost swarmancers and withered are everywhere.
I'll do it.
Oh, you're a brave soul, my friend. I'd protest if the need weren't so dire. Look for any farmers who need rescuing and bring back any sacks of grain you find.
Sure.
For your own sake. Be careful.
I'm always careful. No worries. Turn the middle. What's this? Carrots? Sick. Soon I'll be able to make carrot dip. Or dip carrots. Rather. Hello. I feel bad now. Aww. Level 12. This back jump is so adorable. What? What? Supply cache. So we go there now. Ooh, readables. My favorite. A death of cold. I hunt bison in the area mostly for something to do. They roam thickly here and in Everfall, and the skins fetch a decent price in Windsward for those unwilling to do the labor. I've not had the same aversion to cold as other settlers. Hunting near the mountains is peaceful to me. I had a small base camp at the mountain to the north along the trails, but past this expedition I found little game as it went deeper into the snows and mountains than before. Also, fuck you. It was there I came across the first bison corpse, killed by wolves it seemed at first glance. But upon inspection I saw that the wounds the bison bore were marks of teeth and claws, much bigger than any wolf I had ever seen. Inspecting the corpse more carefully, I discovered the bison's mouth to be covered in ice, as if its breath had frozen before it was torn apart. The icy tracks of the assailant led into the northern mountains. René Marie Cartier. Migration. The reason for the migration of animals and beasts is now clear to me. They are fleeing south, driven from the great cleave of the mountain to the north. If so, they may be a warning that the corrupted may be massing for another foray into the Bright Blight. This has swept away my desires for the hunt. If I remain or belong, it will be I who will be hunted, and I fear for my soul should those devils capture me and take me to the Shattered Mountain. Still got hit. Careless. Letter of greeting. You bastard spawning there. Go away. Madames, Monsieurs, welcome. Though absent, I am your host. Help yourself to the garden and any of the livestock. If the ungrateful swine are still here, just kill them quickly and swiftly, so that they don't remember in the morning. If you have chanced upon a rare creature, I'd ask you add a note in the log, for I have much curiosity regarding the creatures native to Eternum. Also, as a courtesy to your hostess, you leave the trophies I have gathered here. Out of respect, for I went to considerable effort for each, and each bears a tail. Effort for each, and each bears a tail. Ugh. Proper enunciation. Stag of the forest. Yet as the bison seemed too thin in the wood, Yet as the bison seemed to thin in the passes, and I became wary of the strange wolf tracks in the mountains, I found myself avoiding the mountain snows and instead favoring hunts deeper into the woods. It was on the hunt today that I first caught sight of the stag. Not the stag as familiar to us, but something that seemed grown from the forest and had taken the shape of a stag. I know not how to explain it. Around its horns grew moss, flowers, and its hide was the rich green grass of the forest floor. The sight struck me so I could not move. I could not breathe, until the creature seemed to spot me, then leapt away and vanished into the undergrowth. Now every silhouette in the forest stands out starkly to me. The animals of the Isle are not governed by the seasons, but shaped from them. The earth, the vegetation, even the snow and ice. Hello, coffee pudding. Yes, I'm having a good day. Had a nice nap. So I'm not entirely tired or anything. Into the depth. I heard the Great Crater Lake at first light. The journey will be long, but I think the league shall pass quickly. I have heard tales of the strange forest creatures there, seemingly woven from the wood itself. A trapper in the local outpost had given the creature a name, a Spriggan, a tree spirit the height of 4 men, with a body and limbs of branches given life. Is this something born of the Isle? Or perhaps something created by the Azoth in the forest? This isle is filled with wonders, and I wish to see them all. May fortune favour me on my journey. A glimpse of such a sprite is all I require, even if I must spend weeks circling the lake. Renee Marie Cartier. Bonk. A full sack of grain. Well, that missed miserably. A lifetime's work. It is not the animals brought with us on La Renommée. I don't know. I don't know French one bit. So pronouncing it. My pronunciation is whatever. La Renommée. That interests me. Another deer or wolf of the Isle, though of great size and fierce disposition. It is the beasts native to Eternum. I fear it would take a lifetime, perhaps several, to see them all, yet my curiosity will not let me remain idle. Even Jacques' memory had faded, washed away as he was in the storm. But perhaps that is for the best, for had he survived, life would have been quite different. I have been given a chance, many would dream of, to explore the Isle and see what flourishes there. Donk. Probably more text somewhere around. Well, there, for instance. Ah. Just hoarder problems. The new predator. The tracks of the creature that killed the bison were that of a wolf, but not a pack of wolves, a single wolf. Yet based on the snow, much heavier than any wolf, and embedded in the tracks were small, snapped twigs, and in one what seemed to be part of a tree root, covered in the same frost as marked the bison's wounds. I consider myself no coward, but this isle's mysteries frighten me, for I do not know what the snow hide that stalks in the shape of a wolf, and whose tracks are blended with that of the forest, but I do not wish to find out. So tree spirits, taking the shape of animals. Wait, there's loot. Sneaky the smuggler.
It's strange, isn't it? Returning to a place you once called home and hardly recognizing it. I'd have assumed it was my faulty memories, but no, it's the town. Things were much more harmonious back then.
I'll take your word for it. I'll be there. I'm just mostly on the hunt for more log entries. I like that you can mass craft in this, so that you don't have to craft things one by one and each taking like 5 seconds and you have hundreds of things to craft. It works in some games, but in an MMO it just feels like somebody's trying to waste your time intentionally. Like Guild Wars 2 did it okay, where it started slow, but the more you actually, the more you had queued up, the faster it would go, up to a certain maximum. Then it would just go really fast, like ding, 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 and it just went. It was an appropriate pace. While you crouched under it. But like, if each craft is like 5 seconds, it's just unreasonable. Rolf. This is a different journal. February 24th. I have secured a guide, a fellow named Rolf. Unlike the others, seemed undaunted by the obelisk's fears. Even the dead among the ruins of the ridge. They're dead, no lives left in them, he said. Guarding nothing, Yorick's all. He told me that you might chance across one of them in the underbrush while hunting, usually near the great stone structures of the isle, like the lighthouse to the south. I asked if he was not curious about them, and he shrugged, and said if I was, and I had coin or Azoth to pay him with, then my curiosity was his gain. Who cares who built them as long as they're naught more than skeletons now? Dead and gone is how I prefer, and I'd rather not join them. I told him my interest lay with the spheres, and perhaps this curious temple he mentioned to the east. R. Grenville. Expedition journals. The toughest enemy of them all. Turkey. Settler Tales, Hidden Treasures. Finished tilling up a new field for planting and spent most of the time clearing all kinds of rocks from the place. Looked like someone had just poured them out right below topsoil. A couple of the farmhands were slacking off and throwing rocks around, and damned if one didn't break open and have some kind of crystal inside. Don't know what they are, but they're pretty. Might fetch a good price the next time we go into the market. Finding like geodes and stuff. Sup?
Oh dear. Did no one else come through this with their souls intact? It should have been me who fell lost. Others were new to the island.
Survivor's guilt. Very unfortunate condition to have. Lots of supplies. Go and fill the cart. I will. Let's have a look around. Petal caps. And this I already read. I suppose there's not really more in this current location. Oh, it's better hidden than I think. Wow, I missed both. Well done, me. Oh, look. My hatchet is reloaded. So true. It's locked and loaded. My not bad. Stacking debuffs. Managed to miss. Shameful. Absolutely shameful. And nobody's hunter as well. Skinny level 20. Alright, all on the cart. Oof.
Well, it's not as much as I'd hoped, but it's certainly better than nothing. This grain will keep us fed for a few more days at least.
I mean, it's a cart full.
Windmills turning again. At least there's hope for the future.
What more can you really expect?
Did you see anyone out there who hasn't become lost? The druids, the farmers, surely
I'll
confidence
search.
seems matched by your skill. So good thinking. This farm produced a bountiful crop of fruits and vegetables as well. The fields are cursed now. But there are crates of food that have already been harvested. Go on. I'll wait.
I have already gathered carrots and barley. Sure, I'll get more as a bit of an optional thing. Oh, wow, I'm over encumbered. Should probably start breaking down some stuff, huh? I don't really do anything with the Void Gauntlet. Some weight off my shoulder. And now, what should I take? Increase to 10% per strike against targets above 50% health. It's pretty decent. So,
nothing I've learned in all my studies has prepared me for this. I've heard of druids falling ill, or even
path is clear.
About time someone came to help. Meet me at the edge of the.
Sure, I'll meet you there. Just get out of here. Finnegan the Fallen. Strawberries. I'd love me some strawberries. Too bad that they're really expensive like every year. Especially like recently. Summers have been far too hot. Completely inhumane.
Shh, they'll hear you.
Nah,
Leave me.
it's clear.
Thank you. My family, my farm.
Sick fashion. Brother has some drip. Plenty of supply crates. No shortage of those.
What are you doing here? How did you get past
It's
the
safe.
wall?
Get out.
Bless you, my friend.
Now go before they respawn. Rolf. Wait. Go have a chat with these people.
How did the farms deteriorate so quickly? It just doesn't make sense. Transforming druids into swarmancers. That's not human magic. That seems like the
You don't
magic of
say.
the island itself.
Why weren't you infected?
I've only just returned from completing my druidic studies at another warren in the north. Seeing what's happened to everyone, I can't imagine what happened here. Some kind of curse?
Medea, maybe?
I've never heard of anyone who could snap their fingers and turn people lost. If such magic exists, I'd like to know more about it myself. No, this is something else. Something
Speaker
related
blames
to
the
land
druids.
itself. Oh, does he now? Is it that old blowhard Francis Turner? I'll be having a word with Mr. Turner then. Whatever you're doing to help is most appreciated. I suggest you carry on. I'll seek you out later.
Ooh.
After what I've seen, I fear eternal life may become eternal torment. It's a sight that will haunt me
Yeah,
all
like
my days.
eternal life is a fucking
Watching
curse.
my sweet Therese consumed by beetles, and then rise up again as a withered.
How did it start?
I was by the mill, watching as the druids spread their verdant blessings. Then suddenly, the blessings turned putrid and began emitting green smoke.
It's shadow druids.
The druid nearest me just fell over and
So
transformed.
maybe it was the druids.
I just can't believe that. They've always been kind and generous. They often spoke of a verdant spirit who watched over Windsward. It was a lovely story.
But a story nonetheless.
That, my friend, was most impressive.
Thanks.
These vegetables may make all the difference. I spoke to the farmers you rescued. They said you also rescued a druid? What did she say?
She just returned from the north.
She must be an initiate. They train up north. Perhaps she can help us make sense of all this.
Perhaps.
I don't think the speaker's on the right track. Not. The speaker insists he sent Medea's tribute, which means it would have been carted off by the Iron Rose mercenaries. They're supposed to be protecting these farms as well, but I haven't seen hide nor hair of them.
Who they?
Yes, they were hired by Medea herself to protect and transport the tribute, but the town had engaged them for security as well. I haven't seen a single member of the Iron Rose company since this whole thing started.
Suspicious. So where can we find them?
The Iron Keep lies to the northwest. If you can go and find out about the tribute, it may help us solve this dilemma.
Sure.
I should get these goods back to town where they're desperately needed.
Ah, I
Good
unlock
luck.
camping. Hell yeah. Thanks. Neat. Potion pouch. Yeah, I'd rather be in town when I open that. Right. Strength, dex, and dex strength. Yeah, I could. Damn it. Guess I'll follow up on the tribute thing first before I go back to town. From herbs to hemp. Harvesting's harvesting, regardless of what is being harvested. Novice Reaper. You know, track plants. That's neat. One thing that I seem to recall that, well, since you do all the crafting things and are kind of expected to do a bit of every crafting thing, You have a lot to grind through. I mean, I don't personally mind it. I find faffing about in and around the world, just trying to find crafting materials, it's relaxing. It's just the type of thing that I do when I don't want to really think about what I'm doing, I just do it. Like, that is, in essence, my RuneScape experience. It's kind of funny, the entire game is all about just leveling, nothing else really. Sure, there's actually some really funny quest writing in there too, but mostly the content is just level up and keep leveling until everything's 99. I used to give Jagex, the RuneScape developer, a bunch of shit. You see, they banned me back in the day, a couple of years ago, for botting, and they said that they had like absolute proof and that they didn't need to provide me with any chance to prove them wrong or anything. So they gave me a permaban with no appeal, which is a half-truth. A year after the ban, and after I had been bad-mouthing the company at length to everyone that would even mention RuneScape, I actually went and messaged, like, I don't know, I had to go through a couple of hoops, and, well, not having my own account logged in, I had to go and make a support request, and I went and asked for them to re-investigate. And to my surprise, they re-investigated and found that there was no proof that I had been botting on my account, because the account had been in a foreign country. I think it was like fucking Indonesia or something. And I hadn't been online for like a week. But yeah, on a second look, they found out that, yeah, there was actually no proof whatsoever that I had been botting. So, because I hadn't. It had been some guy somewhere. And apparently my password had been easy enough to guess. Or brute force through. Because apparently Jagex's account security is not exactly top of the line. But the account is back, but I haven't really played too much. It's another one of those things to just grind in the background. So if you want to use, if you want a bot to use a VPN, well, I mean, I suppose it would potentially make it easier, but then again, there's the discrepancy between your account being used in your home country and then being used suddenly somewhere in, like, on the other side of the world. That's suspicious, and that gets you banned anyway. So it's a bit useless in the end.
I don't understand. My comrades were hardened soldiers. Tough bastards, one and all. We've all died a time or two. What soldier hasn't on this island? How could every one of them have become lost?
What happened?
We heard the farmers' cries and rushed to help. But the beetles were on us the moment we emerged from the garrison. We fought bravely. But when my comrades began to fall, I realized they were returning as lost. It makes no sense. The Iron Rose have steel spines and iron resolve. We don't despair. Ultimately, I also fell.
But you returned with the
beneath
soul
the blade
intact,
of one of
even
my former
even though you were
comrades.
killed in
I
shock.
was too shocked, yes. But I can't be the only one. I fought alongside these soldiers against impossible odds. And now they become lost fighting some damn bugs? Sergeant Cawthron, tough as Orichalcum. He must be here somewhere.
I can look for her.
Would you do that? I can't bear to face my former comrades. Not again. Find Cawthron. Then meet me at the Iron Keep to the west. I must report this to Commander Merrill.
Anything
Don't
else?
forget to set yourself a campsite. If you get in over your head, it's a safe place to go back to. My sword arm may not
Sure.
beat you, but my hopes are.
Make a campsite. There's a billion different camps. This is funny. Yep. I played some RuneScape at some point until I noticed it was pure grinding game and remembered why I stopped playing it in the first place. Yep. It is. That's exactly what it is. It's all about grinding. It's nothing else. It is what it is. I mean, as a pure grind game, it's actually pretty good. If that's exactly what you're looking for, that is. If that ultimately is what you're looking for. Something mindless to do while you're doing something else. Or maybe just chatting with your friends and you're just, you know, shooting the shit. And that's kind of what you do in the, while you're talking.
Commander Merrill dives under the Minotaur's blade, dodges left, weaves right, and plunges his sword into the heart of the beast. Oh! Sorry, I didn't notice someone was near.
Training for what?
To join the Iron Rose Company. Stalwart bastions of valor.
Ah, you're an admiring
I don't
fan,
have a
I
copy
see.
of the creed. You look like a hardy adventurer.
Biosura,
Could you
Biosura.
swing by their camp and borrow a copy for me?
Sure, why not?
Thank you. I've seen it posted near the encampments. Maybe multiple pages. I know I'll have to meditate and learn discipline, but that's difficult without instructions.
Have I tried the old Mount and Play game? Yeah. I think I even played the like really early versions of it when it was a demo or something.
For God's sake, where the hell did you come from? Did you see? The entire garrison has turned lost. Yes, you're right.
Get the hell out of here. Mountain Blade is pretty neat. Originally, it was made by like a Turkish couple. It's kind of their life's work, or something like that, if I recall correctly. Yeah, cavalry is ridiculously strong, especially in like auto-resolve situations. But that's kind of how it is in real life too. Cavalry is incredibly strong. It's a force multiplier. When I was playing Mountain Blade 2, I was going with the Genghis Khan, like a Mongol kind of theme. So it was mounted archery all the way. And it happened to be like the strongest possible thing you could do. Once I got like a good bit of light archer cavalry, it was practically everyone just got fucked. Yeah, I mean, the cavalry is well, not even a bit, way overtuned, in my opinion. Fuck off! I mean, fair enough, man. Oh, come on, you can't go... Come on now. Don't be like that. That you would get most of the skills is pretty impressive. Ella's Song, verse 3. Plenty fools have felt the sting of her fallen angel's wing. Pure misfortune she shall bring. Mercy, darling, Ella. Ella, Umbrella. Yeah. Obviously, it does take a long time to with such numbers, it takes a while. And also, if they don't have any sort of like anti-cavalry units, then it's kind of their own fault, isn't it? Garbage composition. And the Iron Creed. A warrior's honor is worth more than the coin in his purse. He holds grace with his weapons, subordinate to grace with those in his charge. His tongue is as true as his blade, and his valor burns as a beacon for those in his shadow. We are not sellsword or mercenaries. We serve no purse or purser. We are the bringers of order and the bringers of keepers of peace. We wield the might of our weapons in defense of the meek and the helpless, and uphold the justice of our forefathers in this life and all our lives thereafter. Okay, so they're supposed to be an altruistic organization. Guthrum got screwed. Salvage this. Salvage this. Yes. Salvage this. Salvage this. Yeah, like, pole arms are so damn strong in Mountain Blade. Especially if it's like long bladed pole arms. It's just, you mow through infantry like a field of wheat. Grenville's Journey. Departure. January 17th. I had a curious visitor a few days ago. A French woman, M. Cartier. A tanner of Buffalo, but more of the look of a hunter about her, oddly enough. She had heard of me and the piano, and sought me out to see it for herself. She seemed surprised by my disposition, but did not inquire deeply about it. I sensed she had lost someone, yet is at peace with it. Quite uncharacteristic of me, I asked her how she came to cope. She said that the isle itself woke her. She saw it as a hell, a curse of purgatory, some as a paradise, but that no one truly knew it at all. It was life, she said, and the isle gave birth to all manner of wonders to feed our curiosity. We were not the first here, she told me. Others were here. You can see it in the ruins to the north, the great spheres upon the plains. This was a city once, all around us. I inquired what happened to the city and the people before us. She smiled and said, M. Grenville, perhaps you were brought here to answer that question. I gave her words much thought over the past few days. I will seek out these structures and what sense can be made of them. It is better than remaining here and letting more dust gather upon the piano keys. As Cheesy would put it, pointy stick superiority. He's not wrong. There's a reason why pikes and spears ended up being the most popular weapon. Skipping daily on she goes, darkest night and brightest stars. She's a velvet winter's rose, she's my darling Ella. She's a girl with skin so fine, kisses sweet as Cretan wine. Bless my heart, she must be mine. Oh, my darling Ella. Ella. Who is the Queen in Emerald? Indeed. Ichabod's journal. Ah, sweet, this guy. Days of interviewing the locals and dozens more games of drafts with Zadok have reaped some reward. This dancing plague, if it happened at all, happened long ago. Time is a tricky thing to track here. The details vary from mouth to mouth. All agree that a great many died. Some even suggest their exhausted bodies died permanently. Some think the plague a punishment. These fertile lands saw endless war and strife by those who wished to control it. It is thought the land eventually had enough. This is all connected to a very loose myth cycle of a figure known as the Queen in Emerald, also called the Verdant Spirit and the music that eats. Opinions vary whether this is meant to be an actual entity or simply the madness of the dancing given allegorical form, a shape seen in the delirious ecstasy. Only a portion of the community believe in any of this, and they think we should enjoy the bounty of the land very quietly. Ichabod Shaw. But yeah, pointy end superiority, pointy stick. I'm very much into that on this character. Pointy stick goes stab stab. So what was it? Linda Beige and Scholar Gladiatoria made video Spears vs Sword where they put a group of Hema people trained to fight with swords to fight each other in sword versus spear matches, even though they had no experience on pole arms. Spears mostly won. Yeah, because they are very simple to use, while swords need a lot more finesse in how they are used. You can fairly easily just learn the spear. You point it, and because it's so long, you have the innate advantage of being out of sword stabbing range. So you already have advantage there. So yeah, it's understandable why spears would mostly win. Not to say that it's impossible to win against spears or anything, it's just that it's a very advantageous weapon against shorter weapons. Throwing axe is a gentleman's weapon. Blueberry. sidetrack, but what is life if not an adventure? A series of side quests. Here I am, fucking around and finding out. That was a curious effect. An untouched piano. January 3rd. I find myself sitting at the piano more of late, yet my fingers do not touch the keys. Of all the items I salvaged from the wreckage, it has withstood time's erosion where all else in my life has not. In burying Charlene and Etienne, I felt as if I buried a part of myself. There's nothing to strive for, nothing more the island holds to me, or for me. Even the presence of the nearby outpost I find grating, the incessant traffic of merchants and animals back and forth on the roads, carving up and dividing what they can dig and pluck from the isle. There must be more, something else I may focus upon. I fear that I will live here forever, aimless. I do not know why the isle did not awaken my wife, my son, as it did so many others. Perhaps they had tired of life here, tired of me, and saw no future in it. I may never know, but I know this. If I do not steady my racing thoughts, I may try to find the same path as they. It poses interesting questions about immortality. Always a curious question to ask. What do immortal people see it as? Is it a curse? Is it a blessing? To just eventually wither away, insane? Because I mean, that's my first guess. And why I think it would be terrible to be immortal. At some point you would just lose your mind. really think that a human is capable of. Capable of withstanding something like that. Camping available. Whoa. Hello.
You're back. I had heard that many
Found
of
the
them became-
creed.
Thank you so much. I'll study this and memorize it. Someone has to carry on their legacy. I'll make myself worthy of the name. With study and dedication, one day I'll be worthy.
Good for you.
The creed says valor is a beacon to those who've lost hope. Let your blade shine a light in the dark.
Words to live by.
I agree. Problem is, I don't have a sword, and Iron Rose soldiers ought to have an Iron Rose blade. They
And
are
yet you
very
have
specific
armor.
Weapons can't be crafted by just any old smith.
I can get you one.
That'd be marvelous. I've hit enough sticks against tree trunks. I swear, the forest is starting to glare at me.
Sure. You're not really gifted with foresight, are you? Primrose. Ooh. Life staff. Too bad I don't do anything with that, so salvage. Yeah, I really should just go and drop off some loot. Do the crafty bits. Also, the territory things. I know, gather speed is sounds nice. Decrease crafting fee. And trade tax, both of those sound good. More of that. Less trading tax. Even more gathering speed. Bit by bit. It costs what now? It costs Azoth. Completing quests and closing corruption breaches. Alright. So what you're telling me is that I need to run there. Or just recall to the inn. Okay. Sure. Sure. Guess I'll recall to the inn. That's fine with me. Study salvage parts to learn a small amount of armor, trade, skill, experience. Okay. That's a good bit. Quiet magnificence.
You survived! I was beginning to worry.
And they all became lost.
I had feared that may have happened. Thank you for your efforts. I'll inform their families. The secrets of Eternal yet elude. But still, I feel as if we are on the verge of a breakthrough.
If you say so. So we go, we smelt. Really expensive conversions. Not cores, conversions. Yeah, I'm coercing iron into Fey iron. That's how it works. I don't know, I'll probably need that for steel or something. Okay. Go to the forge. No, this wood workshop is a forge. Now, make an iron longsword. 1. Okay. Go visit the crafty person who told me... Yeah, you.
see your handiwork. Impressive. Quite impressive. Either you've done this before, or you've got a knack for it. We could use someone like you in Corinth, should you decide to stay.
I've done 25 quests. Huzzah. Iron Rapier. It's covered by my skill, alright. Perfectly salvaged. Yeah, the one-handeds do take as much as the others, so I might as well just keep doing it. Salvage. Does this even give any XP? Yes, it does. Sweet. But this one doesn't. Oh, this carpenter. There was a skinny thing somewhere. It's a technical term. There's a loom. Do all the crafties everywhere. This is it's a kitchen. Somebody just singing. Stone cutting, forge, buy no metals to speak of. Rada's manifesto. No barriers. Let's keep.
For you.
What do you want, bitch?
Echo.
Let's keep this short. We are the Marauders. We don't make fancy speeches. We don't need preachy causes. The only thing we need is ourselves. This island is stuffed with opportunities for people of ambition. People who take what they want. Riches, power, respect. You want these things too, don't you? Everyone does. We're just honest enough to admit it. Nothing is fair. Nothing has meaning outside the meaning you give it. Embrace it. We are the masters and mistresses of our domain. It's a brutal world out there. Don't be a victim. Be a marauder. Thick speech. Yeah, very, very deep indeed. Don't be a loser. Make others losers instead. I am really bothered. Where the hell was the skinning post thing? What's this? Committees are the worst. I hate committees. Always have. When two or more imbeciles are too scared to act or too stupid to act, they form a committee. But against my better judgment, I agreed to this pact between the factions. I thought the common threat of corruption was obvious enough that we'd be compelled to take action. But whenever I propose a joint attack, I am blocked by cowards. The Syndicate hides behind its paperwork, and the Covenant hides behind its peers. It's all just politics and posturing. Meanwhile, more good people are lost to corruption every single day. I must go. It's time for another strategy meeting. God, I really hate committees. Yeah, who doesn't hate meetings? That's just regular workshop. Ah, you can make bows. Stuff. There we go. Make a bunch of leather. Now I can make a bunch of bows that I don't need. I like that it actually gives you a list and you can inspect all of them and individually select if you want to just scrap them. That's nice. And it doesn't even ask for confirmation. Arcane repository. I am doing all the crafting. $10,000 coins. Player level 15, 20 standing level. Yeah, I should probably dump a bunch of stuff to the storage shed. Wouldn't want all of this. Taking away precious space. Just there's so much of these reagents that it's just weighing me down. Wow, how fucking heavy are these feathers? 68 amounts to 6.8 in weight. Absolute banger track.
I see smiles on faces that were once dour because of you. To know that even one person breathes easier because of us.
It's all just being present, being kind.
I hope that's exactly right. Gods be damned. To be present for another human being is to share in their divinity. To be kind is to perform miracles.
Okay, whatever you say, crazy lady. Airtime. Well, it is about time. Yes, let's have a toilet break. At least 3 minutes. Beware. No Azos. Well, I guess I'll just haul ass. Ah, damn it. Oh, you can resume. That's pretty rare. Indeed, why am I not punching the hemp? Clearly they don't respect the superior. They subscribe to the superior form of gathering plants. But alas, it's just... Some people are just Philistine, what can I say? Naive in their thinking. There's a big tree. But I cut many a tree before I can cut a bigger tree. And this is gonna fill up my inventory real quick. What was that? It's just a bush. Just the George. Come here. Damn it, poultry. Where art thou? I will get you. Oh, fuck off. I have a turkey to hunt. Finally. This is my finest hour. I like that you can hear gunfire fairly far away and like mutedly. It adds to the atmosphere quite nicely. Bang bang. Feeling proper colonialist. Could you not? Bastard. Very rude, all of you. Have to head out a little bit. I wonder how easy it is to actually obtain the currency required for quick travel. Wondering if it's a massive pain in the ass or is it just something that that just trickles bit by bit. Or do I just have to grind it out?
What a relief to see you again. I'm afraid that the same curse that befell the garrison has struck the Iron Keep as well. It's swarming with my lost brethren.
Oh shit.
What news from the garrison? What's this? Sergeant Cotherin's armband. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
your buddy got kind of fucked.
The fall of Cotherin the Red. All the more tragic because he had been assigned to escort the tribute to Medea. No, we received a missive informing us that Guard Captain DuPont had already taken Medea's tribute. It was highly irregular. Of course, if Cotherin had gone, he might still have his soul.
But the Medea didn't get it.
Are you suggesting the curse is Medea's doing? Dear God, I hope not. Commander Merrill stayed in close communication with the sorceress. If she failed to receive tribute, the commander would have received a very prompt letter.
We should investigate.
I cannot raise arms against my fallen comrades. You must fight your way into the Iron Keep alone. I must see the speaker. Find what you can, then use the spirit shrine to meet me in Corinth. Valor is a beacon, friend.
I get 5 Ezos. Sure. Time to go plunder swords. Carrots. A hidden stash. Hmm? Okay. Neat. Make a new camp. Oh, and it's flint. Ah, bollocks. Should always run around with flint, I guess. Hello, I am Mort. And I'm a hoarder. Neato. What's this? Just candles and shit. Ichabod's questions. I must find this book. I have so many questions. Did the dancing plague happen? If so, what caused it? Mass hysteria, ergo poisoning? An actual preternatural agent? What had I witnessed in the forest? Interesting. Were these contained cases of the surviving plague? Simply more hysteria fed by old stories. I'm for some reason reminded of a particular species of ants that often falls prey to a most particular species of fungi. The spores bewitch the ant's mind and puts its body under the power and ineffable motives of the fungus. I must find this book. Yeah, he clearly saw something in the forest. Go on now, fella. Eat jerky and it's gay. The Commander's Beacon from the Iron Rose. Valor burns as a beacon in the dark, and Captain Merrill's fire burns brightest. I know, for I have witnessed the white-hot flames of his glory. With a hideous crack, I watched as the Cyclops wrenched my arm free of my body. I opened my mouth to scream, but my air rushed from my lungs. My vision rippled as though I gazed through water. The beast roared, and flecks of spittle splattered across my face. As if in answer, I heard the shout of his command. Halt. The Cyclops' resolve shook at his beck, and it bared its teeth for another attack. As it raised up its arm, I watched Sir Merrill leap high into the air and drive his weapon deep into the Cyclops' eye. As it doubled over, crimson streaming from the wound, he readied his attack once more and clove the beast in twain at the waist. Wow. That's a lot of strength. As he lifted my broken body, cradling my dying form in his blood-soaked arms, he whispered words of comfort into my ears. Be at peace, my son of eternity. May your blade light up the darkness of our land in this life and the next. Very zealous. The rapier. The ranger. Right, what was I looking for? A sword. Also for the missing tribute. Or any signs of it, at least. Whee! I'll get water. Wow. Big surprise. Not getting through that rackety door. Yes, the pig was in league with the enemy. It paid the price. Whee! Oh, supply stockpile. Oh, that's a bunch of stuff, actually. The hatchet is worse. Well, not by much, to be honest. And arguably it could even be better because of the... depending on what you want with it. Pants. It's a pretty okay pants too. Oh, my load is heavy now. Ugh. Oh yeah, the dodge is pathetic. No. No. Oh, damn it. Oh, never mind. It actually equip load. That depends on strength, I think. Demolish me! Yeah, strength does give more encumbrance. Not here, but over here. Ooga booga is the way. Very true.
I do not need your excuses, Commander.
Ooh.
The tribute for the season has not arrived on schedule. And, as you well know, this is a breach of my contract with the Iron Rose and with the town of Corinth. Whoever holds the title of Speaker of the Winds these days, they should be reminded of the consequences that are described in detail in the original covenant. If this situation is not remedied quickly and to my satisfaction, further reparations will be expected. I will not hesitate to visit Windsworth myself and personally see that the cost is paid for these transgressions. Yours in candor and quickly decreasing patience.
Wow. She mad. Really? Huh, that's nice synergy. Well, if I actually had a bleed. Because Rend is not actually bleed in this. It's reduction of armor. Well, might as well add a weekend to it. For maximum benefit. Okay, fine. Fine. Yeah, my first skill, it does bleed, doesn't it? Yes, it does. So synergy it is. Two nerds fighting, both missing. I got a sword. Wait. No, there was nothing. What? Rest in pieces, piggy. And I did look at those. Oh, to get the loots. Bonk, bonk, bonk. And collecting all these bull rushes. Makes me think of Medieval Dynasty when I was playing that. Every time I needed to actually make a roof, I just went into the reeds and got a bunch of them. Took so long to get any sort of automation in that game. That's all the bull rush. Travel to Corinth. Oh wait, he gave me 200? Oh. Okay, so that should be fine then. No worries. Since that is the case. Bunga bunga. Going goblin mode on the enemies. Alright, sick. Increases duration of disease and weaken by an additional 5 seconds when hitting targets below 50%. Ah, okay. All attacks deal 10% additional damage to targets with an active debuff. Yep. Actually, I might want... a good bunch of useful skills, admittedly. Refreshing flowers. Reducing cooldowns is always nice. Should go in. Fifty supply containers. Conspiring against me, are you? Intelligence and focus. Eh. Jesus, like that. This is a set of supplies every 5 meters. Right, maybe I should actually head that way. Mercilessly attack the bunner. .8 kilometers. Fishing basics. Ah, that's a bit far, ain't it? Fool! Why would you run towards me? You die for your foolishness.
A warrior is no more noble or sharp than the iron of the blade he carries. No more graceful than the way he
Ah, the
keeps-
sword.
Oh, thank you, thank you. You truly are a friend. I'll be able to practice properly now. Trees, beware.
You're gonna ruin the blade with... What next? What do you want next? I'll go visit the Thorn Hall. Why not? We're exploring. Dearest Millicent, at first I regarded Nessa as nothing more than an irritating weed, but now I see she is a blight on the landscape, and we droids cannot abide such foul contagion. Better to purge the sickness with fire. Today, before Master Ovate, she claimed, "Oh Millicent, you've mixed too much tincture of hyssop in your brew. Now the wounds will not mend. It shall be thick as common ointment." Common? Common like her cheap robes and pauper's smile. Be still, my heart. I shall see her downfall, I swear it. Somebody's just mad that they're being called out. A petty druid. Writes like a spoiled rich person. What the fuck, Medea? Oh yeah, I might be here. Yeah, there's probably some story to this. All y'all need to chill. Upset. The power chooses those it deems worthy. That was what my grandmother told me. And that is why she called me Kabir, a name that means great in her mother tongue. She was Persian, like me, and sent away to the Druids in hopes the power would find me one day. It didn't. The Druids were strong in the power, but any god of wisdom or kindness would have found them wanting. Unfit for their order, I washed their cloaks, cooked their meals, and tended their fires, all for a few scraps of food and a bedroll. And in return, they gave me a new name, Mud Boy. Look at him, they jibe. The ash of the fires will not wash out. The Dunga the Elder always laughed hard as that one, and so I made sure that he was the first to scream. Also, let me read, bastard. Wow. A bit of warping there. Fuck off. I already abandoned the area, so go away. You absolute bitch. Chasing me to the ends of the earth. Christ. Forever friends. Indeed. That was the text. Oh yeah, there's clearly a quest going here, and I would bet that it's a story quest. Considering that it's Medea there. And I'm guessing that this is where the tribute goes. I mean, it makes sense. The dances. Ah, this is the missing journal entry. Zedek showed me something interesting today. He took me outside the settlement to the edge of the woods. A woman and two men danced. Their faces betrayed absolutely no awareness of their surroundings, even when I shouted to them. I gathered that he and other believers moved the dancers away from the populace to avoid contagion. I tried to approach the dancers, but he stopped me with a vice grip on my arm. He told me of a book he once saw, written entirely on the subject of the Queen in Emerald. He only said this to lure me away from the dancers. It worked. But what was this? Weren't too small. Forever friends, okay, yeah. On the page is a stick figure drawing scrawled by the hand of a child. Two girls hold hands under the shining sun, their names Millicent and Nessa, inscribed underneath. Millicent has large teeth, her head adorned by the crown of a princess. Nessa carries a druid staff with flowers tucked in her hair. Curious. Friendship turned bitter rivalry, I guess. Only plays solo. Understandable. Like, let's go back to town. Test travel. Yes. Go have a chat and
This is too long.
didn't call it.
Good job. Thank you, man.
What? Hello.
You made it. I almost got you, comrade. Did you find anything in the Iron Keep? So there was correspondence from Medea. Good heavens. She never received a tribute. She's most displeased.
You don't say.
If Medea is responsible for this curse, I fear it will only get worse. That sorceress is ruthless in a way these people simply do not understand. Those tributes are dear to her.
So I think it's her.
I don't know. But this is precisely why Medea entrusted the Iron Rose with the responsibility for the tribute. The company has never failed to honor a contract. And now the damned speaker has tarnished our reputation.
Did you speak with him?
No. The bastard wouldn't see me, of course. And now, I'd only bash his face in. This is all the proof we need, however. You should confront him. If he denies it, call me for the bashing.
Sure. Alright.
Their lies and betrayal shall be exposed, and their empire shall decay and fall before our righteous might.
Now let's go see what they have to say for themselves. What is your excuse? Hello.
Ah, the hero who restored our windmills returns from the field. Gratitude is in short supply in Corinth these days, but I, for one, salute your courage.
I'm here about the tribute.
As I've said countless times now, we've sent the damned tribute. We can't always guarantee the caravan's safety. And if that vicious sorceress wants a war over this, we should give her one.
So this was their plan?
Of course not. The town wants to continue appeasing Medea. So I've tried. Even now, if we can recover the tribute, I'll send it. You can help. Talk to Captain DuPont. He'll give you the details.
Okay, sure. Truce proposal between factions. All members of each faction agree to conduct their fighting away from the settlements of Eternum, as they are hereby decreed sanctuary. So the pact is decreed, and so it shall be, for so long as there is life on Eternum. Note, the bloody factions refuse to sign the bloody truce. Perhaps some change in wording would convince a representative to come forward and unite the factions in disagreement. Maybe, maybe not. Leveling awards. Backslot and duels. House and camping upgrade. Once I actually reach the quest.
Alright, slow down, hero. Everyone's mad about the stolen tribute, and I bet you're here to volunteer to go after it, huh? But reclaiming those goods won't be a walk on the beach. The pirates that hit us are a tough crew.
Just tell me where to find them.
There are a few pirate dens in Windsworth, but it was the Buccaneer Creek bastards that took the tribute. Huh? Word is those pirates are lost now, so I'm not going after them. But you're the hero, so you go.
Thanks. Oh, I guess I'll have a word with Leovix. Oh, wait. I notice a concern to carters and porters. After a recent spat of back injuries, the doctors of Eternum feel compelled to issue this warning to anyone who transports goods between settlements. Please remember that there are no beasts of burden on Eternum. No horse or donkey will pull your cart, carry your pack, or tolerate a rider. Well, the expansion is going to be disagreeing with that. All efforts to domesticate or re-domesticate these animals have led only to injury and a lot of swearing. Therefore, it's important to transport only as many goods as your own back can bear. Do not overburden your packs or carts. This is not the old world. In Eternum, we must all pull our own weight. Your joints will thank you. Well, that'll change with the expansion, so... maybe there's some counter treatise to that.
You don't have to tell me. I already heard. That weasel DuPont let the tribute get stolen by pirates. Never would have happened with the Iron Rose. Now we're all paying the price, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Medea may be ruthless with those who cross her, but I don't think she'd do this. Unleash a curse on all of Windsworth? Punish innocents? That's cruel even for her. I'm not even sure she has such power.
So we don't need to recover the tribute.
I don't know, but it can't hurt. If Medea's not responsible for the curse...
She's stuck in my head.
But truth be told, I need a drink and about a week of sleep. I wouldn't make a good comrade in arms right now.
Sure, I'll go alone.
Tangled with the Buccaneer Creek pirates. They're crafty. If you're going alone, always smart to set up a camp. There's a good spot near the pirates' den. I'll be at the tavern. Strength be with you, soldier.
Sure thing. Alright, the inn is at the opposite side. Yeah, I think that might just be a good spot to call it. Good bit of faffing about. That's some of the main quest done. Wait a minute, which one was this again? Is this Nyx or Cronus? I'm... Yeah, my main character is actually on Nyx. Fuck me. Sorry, Wayne. I screwed up. My main character is on Nyx, not Cronus. My fuck up. Oh, that's embarrassing. Very much. Yeah. Bit of a screw up. Sorry about that. I mixed up the servers. Oh well. Well, at least you figured it out long before I did. Anyways. All in a day's work. Now, I'll keep with this, but on Wednesday I think I will be playing more, the Lobotomy Corporation. Want to get some of that in. Tomorrow there should be a group stream with the guys. Most 7 Days to Die, of course. I haven't actually gotten around to prepping any more Pathfinder materials, so it's still a work in progress. And Thursday should be another group stream day. Again, 7 Days to Die. I think we'll probably reach the point soon enough, like maybe a couple more streams, where we'll just probably find something new to play as a group. So on Friday, should all things go as planned, Friday will be the next New World stream. The same time, thereabouts. Yeah. I hope everyone enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. One of these days. Whatever next time may be. Anyways. Bye-bye.
story menus.